Good morning, class. I want to welcome us back to school online. We want to briefly look at economics scheme of work for top 10 2019/2020 academic section for SS2. On the board, we have the breakdown analysis of the various topics we are expected to cover for the term. For the first week, we are going to look at the demand for money. The demand for money. Under demand for money, we are going to look at what is the meaning of demand for money. The meaning of demand for money. The great economists who postulated the theory known as demand for money. And also, for that week, we are also going to consider the various motives why people decide to hold money in liquid form instead of spending it. And these three motives were postulated by the great economist Lord Keynes, ranging from speculative motives, precautionary motives, and transactive motives. So we're going to look at those various motives why people decide to keep money in liquid form instead of spending it. And then for week 2, we'll march straight into supply of money. Supply of money. We're going to look at what actually is the definition of supply of money. And then we'll look at the various factors that affect this supply of money. And then we go to week 3. And for the week 3, we're expected to run through the value of money. The value of money. For the value of money, we'll take a critical look at what actually is the meaning of the value of money. What actually is the definition of the value of money. And then we look at the various ways we can measure or determine the value of money. The value of money is also known as the purchasing power. So we look at the various index we can use to measure the value of money regarding a particular commodity. Then for week 4, we are marching into inflation. Inflation, we look at the definition of inflation, which a lot of us define as a persistence or constant increase in the price of a given commodity. Underline, persistence. Constant increase in the value of a particular commodity. Thereafter, from the definition of inflation, we look at types of inflation, varying from demand, pull inflation, cost push inflation. We have the open inflation, the hyperinflation, and also we have the cripple inflations. So we're going to visit each of these types of inflation. The week 5 of it, we are going to look at what actually are the causes. What are the causes of inflation? What are the effects? And looking at the effect of inflation, there are 2 dimensions we are going to visit. The positive effect and also the negative effect of inflation. Thereafter, having been able to diagnose the causes, we can now propound ways of controlling inflation. Let me categorically emphasize here that economically, inflation cannot be eradicated. It can only be reduced. The rate of inflation from each country to others varies in degree and in levels. For week 6, we go straight into the opposite of inflation, which is deflation. For deflation, we are going to very brief. We'll look at the definition of deflation. For inflation, we said is persistence increase, while the opposite, for us to get the definition of deflation, is the persistence decrease. Persistence fall in the price of a particular commodity. And then we look at what are the effects and ways we can use to control deflation. For week 7 and 8, we are going into contemporary issues in economics. Contemporary issues, we are going to visit the economic lesson from the Asian tigers, the Japan, the Europe, and the America. Why is the Asian tiger of a great interest to us as economists? These were countries within the period of 40 years, they were able to miraculously develop their economy and plot their development in the international scheme of work. So it's a very great lesson to us as an economist. The Asian tigers consist of 5 powerful countries. Within a short period of intervals, were able to develop their economies, ranging from countries like Hong Kong, the administrative headquarters of China. You have Taiwan, you have Singapore, and also we have South Korea, and lastly, Indonesians. This country, between the period of 1960 to the year 2000, they were able to transform their economy miraculously. Hence, they are referred to as the Asian tigers. For week 9, which is the last topic, we are looking at human capital development. Human capital development. Briefly, when we are talking of human capital development, we are talking of the skill, the potentials, the knowledge, the technical know-how that a particular individual possesses that is able to put into an organization. So for that, we are going to look at the meaning, the characteristics. We are going to look at factors that affect the efficiency of human capital. While lastly, under human capital development, we also visit what is known as brain drain. Brain drain. What are the causes of brain drain, and also ways of reducing brain drains? All this consists of what we expected to run through Top 10 2019 through 2020 academic session for year 2. Please, I want to advocate for those of us who are in SS2, write down the scheme of work into your notes. In sequential lesson, I will be giving brief outline of each of the topics that will be taught, and then a little assessment will be given of which you are expected periodically to do, because this will form the bedrock of your assessment once we get back to school. Thank you.